Chapter 2, Section 4, Problem 43. The numbers of courses taught per semester by a random sample of university professors are shown in the program in the histogram. Making a frequency distribution for the data, then use the table to estimate the sample mean and the sample standard deviation of the data set. So I went ahead and opened up StatCrunch. Okay. And when I look at the histogram, I see the frequencies are at the top, so I can complete the table. Okay. And if you look at the problem, they give us X and we fill in the frequencies. So I can fill in StatCrunch, I can fill it in. So I have 1, 2 here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then over here I'll have 6, 15, 20, and 14. And this is my X. And this is my F. Okay. So complete the table. It wants to find the mean. So we need to find n. We need to find the product of x times f. N would just be the sum of the frequencies. So let's find our n first. So I go to data, compute, expression, hit build. N is just going to be the sum of the frequencies, so I want to use the sum function here. Sum of f. And that gives me my n. You hit compute. I want to find x times f. So I go to data, compute, expression, hit build, x times f. And I'll just put here xf. And there's my xf. Now I want to find the sum of xf. So data, compute, expression, build. I want to sum that up, so I want to use the sum function. There it is there. Sum of x and f. Hit OK. So there's the sum of x and f, and I have my n. So now I can find the mean, which is going to be the division of the two. So go to data, compute, expression, hit build. So I want to divide the sum of the products by n. Sum of x times f divided by n. Hit OK. And I'll call this the mean. And there's my mean there. So my mean is 2.8. And you can see the completed table up here. Now I want to see the standard deviation. So the first thing we have to do is go ahead and add the x minus the mean. X minus the mean. So the data. Build x minus the mean. Okay. Hit compute. And there's the x minus mean there. Then you want us to square them. So I take this x minus mean, make it squared. So go to data, compute expression, hit build. I'll go ahead and square it. So I'll select x minus mean. And I use my caret symbol. So I hit shift and 6. Then I put a 2 there. And hit OK. And now to square it. I'll hit compute. There's my squares of it there. And there's the squares they have here of it. Okay. After we've done that, we want us to multiply it by the frequency. So I take this result here, squares, and multiply it by f. So go to data, compute expression, hit build. So I have the difference of the mean squared times f times f. Hit OK. And then I hit compute. And there are my values there. Mm-hmm. So I want us to sum those values there. You see the standard deviation is going to be the squares times f, the sum of the squares times f, divided by n minus 1. So I have to find the sum of those squares times f. So go to data, compute expression, build. So I want to do the sum of the squares, so I need the sum function. The difference of the squares times f. And you see that result there I have is 49.92. Okay. And I have to divide that by 55 minus 1, which is 54. So I have to divide it by 54. So data, compute expression, hit build. Sum of the difference of the means. And divide that by 54. Or n minus 1. And I'm going to call this Oh, no, I'm not call anything yet. I'm just dividing what's inside the radical. You compute. And we take the square root of that result there. Okay. So data, compute expression, it builds. So you see that's the sum there divided by 54. That's what I'm needing to use. So I'm going to take that result and do the square root of it. So I need the square root function first. The square root function, the previous result, and then hit OK. And I'll call this S, which is standard deviation. In this case here, I have 0.96 when you round it to the nearest whole number to one decimal place in a 1.0. If you notice, I didn't round until the very last calculation.